This is a Real Love Conversation, episode 4, and today we're talking to that money inner child. Sometimes we talk about relationships, we talk about work, we talk about our body, we talk about our home life, we talk about every area of life, and the 5 inner children who are the creators of that area of life, and how we are the manager of those little inner children, or those creative divine sparks of God. So today I wanted to share a conversation a real love conversation I had with my money inner child. And I like to at night go down the list of my little 5 inner children, and I ask them what they're happy about, which leads them into an imagination. Tell me why you're so happy. And whether this is happening in real life, or if it's not yet manifested, or if it's something that they're working on creating, it doesn't matter. Like, I let them talk to me about that. Tell every good kid loves a good bedtime story. So we're having a bedtime story for each one of them. So I got to my money inner child last night, and I could tell it was feeling a bit neglected, and it was feeling a bit, I don't know, kind of upset in a way. It just wasn't at peace. It was not relaxed. It was not happy. It wasn't feeling that great. And I know that my work inner child and my relationship inner child can really dominate the time and attention of me, the caretaker. And so I sat with money inner child and said, what's up? And what it felt like was, first, the neglect thing. We haven't even really talked about anything. And then it also felt, because I tell it like it kind of brings in the money to support all the others to do. And it said, I don't want that pressure. It said, I don't want pressure to make the money and to manifest the money, and because it was feeling like it had to figure it out, or that it had to be the one to figure out how the money was going to come in, or to focus so intently and it's like, I don't want that. That feels like a lot of pressure. And just like work inner child wants to have fun, and all the other inner children want to have fun in their areas, I want mine to be fun too. I don't want that weight, that burden on me that, it just was feeling under the burden of responsibility. Like everybody else got to have fun and it just felt pressured to attract or create or manifest something, and it was not feeling good about that. So what we came to was, actually, you don't have to make it. You don't have to make the money. The money and the energy of money is all around. And really all that you have to do is relax and allow it in. And then I had the visual, and I really think this was a spiritually given visual, and those happen sometimes, of the money inner child. Just what I saw was, if you know anything about the chakras, I saw the root chakra, which is where that money inner child is, the basic foundation of your physical life and those needs being met. And I saw a triangle, and I saw kind of the root chakra, which is located at the base of your spine, kind of open up at the bottom like a triangle, like a big base of foundation, a solid foundational base that was open and wide, and a good solid space for the other inner children to be. And so the money inner child felt like, oh, all I have to do is just not focus on, how do we making the money and manifesting the money and attracting the money, but all I have to focus on is relaxing and opening to the money to flow in. Allow the money to flow in. Visualize all the money around, and the money is flowing in. So basically, my job as the money inner child is to open the door. I'm the doorman. I'm the doorwoman. I'm the one who stands at the door and makes sure the door stays open. Now, the only thing that can really shut that door is fear and doubt, and how's it going to happen, and where is it going to come from. And basically all I have to do is stand there and hold the door open and allow it in, let it come in, and hold the belief that as I stay open and hold this root chakra open and visualize this solid foundational base of this triangle shape, and I open at the base of my spine, and I open and I spread my roots out, and I open and relax, and I know that all that money is now able to come in through that opening, through those roots, through that open door. I can feel it. I can feel it all coming in. That's all I have to do. That's my job as the money inner child. And I think that it really needed that conversation because it wasn't clear on its focus. It wasn't clear on how to do it. It wasn't clear on anything really because I had neglected it. I've spent a lot of time talking to home and talking to relationship and talking to work especially about how they want to feel and what that looks like. And I mean, we've talked a lot, like many times during the day. But for money, it just didn't know. It wasn't clear, and it was feeling pressured, and it was feeling kind of like the stepchild. Like, you just want me to, make sure they all have what that's not fun. Like, I don't want that pressure. So that was an important conversation that I had with my money inner child. And then I did that last night and then woke up this morning and found this video on YouTube. And for those of you who watch here on YouTube, or if you watch on Instagram, you can go to my YouTube channel, Tidy Mind. I'm going to post it in our community. And basically, it gives the money inner child something to do at night as you're going to sleep. So I would encourage you to let the other inner children have their turn first and say, hey, why are you so happy? Tell me why you're so happy. Show me what you've created or are creating that is making you so happy. And let them have a few minutes to do that. And then go to money inner child, and as you drift off to sleep, this video is basically, instead of counting sheep, you're counting money. And the important ingredient of this is to have a visual of a space that you already own, that's already in your reality, in your current reality, your space, and then introduce something that is not maybe in your current reality. So the name of the video was make $10,000, like manifest $10,000 by doing this. Anyway, you can manifest as much or as little as you want, whatever amount you want to do. But so what he had you do was visualize yourself in a space. And what I did was I visualized myself in my little white house that I have retreats in. And at first I wanted to stand in front of the mirror, and let me tell you why. One time when I was 9 years old, I manifested something. And I didn't realize at that moment that I was doing it. But later on, when I learned about the law of attraction, I was like, oh my God, I did that without realizing it. So I was going to be in a beauty pageant, and several weeks out, because you buy the dress and you do the beauty walk practice and you do all that stuff. So I knew that was coming up, and for whatever reason, I would imagine that I'd close my eyes and I would imagine coming home, because I wanted that crown really bad. Coming home with that crown and that trophy, and sitting on the edge of my bed in front of my mirror with that crown on my head. And I don't know why, but at night, like, I just had a real fun time imagining that and how that would feel. I knew nothing about the law of attraction or I was 9. And this was in the 80s. I had not read any books. I didn't know anything, but I was a kid and I was using the power of my imagination. And so I sat there and I would sit and I would just like revel in how fun that would be, and to see that crown on my head. And I would sit there in front of the mirror, and it was the same visual every night. Like I would walk through the door of my bedroom holding the trophy and the crown, still wearing my dress. I would sit on the edge of the bed and I would look at myself in the mirror and I would see myself with that crown on my head. Well, what I didn't realize I was doing was I was doing what this guy was saying, which was introduce something you already have in your reality, which was my bedroom, my bed, my mirror, my dresser. All that stuff already existed. And I introduced that trophy and that crown into the reality, but through my imagination. So that's why I wanted to use the mirror in the visualization of the money. And at first I did, and then I just moved it to the floor because it was like, it's okay. Maybe I put a mirror, because there's not a mirror there right now, but maybe I'll do that and just see myself, watch myself in the mirror counting this money. So what he has you do is, as you're going to sleep, you really get familiar with, first you get familiar with the $100 bill. And you look at it and you imagine what it looks like, and you feel it in your hands, and you look at it at the front, you look at it at the back, you get really familiar with it. And then you start to count. And you start to count one, you start to make a stack of 10 $100 bills. One, and you see yourself holding it in your hands and just counting it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you push that stack to the side. You count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you've got $2,000 sitting right there because you got 2 stacks of $100 bills, and you touch each one. There's 1, there's 2, and then you can move those stacks so just make the next stack right beside it. 1, 2, 3, and you do that. I won't do it, but you do that all the way up to 10 stacks of 10 $100 bills. And then he has you do it again. And then with him, and then you do it again on your own. So you can count as many stacks as you want, but basically it's to fall asleep doing that, and that gives the impression on that subconscious mind, which are your little inner children. And then that's how that manifestation starts to come into reality. I have not tried this. Well, I just found the video because I did the visualization with my inner child last night, my money inner child, and I really think it led me to that video. And so I can do that visualization because sometimes once you get clear with that inner child on where it's going and what it's imagining and how it wants to feel, the how comes. So the next step of the how comes. So I think that finding that video this morning was the how is all this money going to rush in. And this was, I think, a very important part for something to give my money inner child to do as it's going to sleep, so that this can come in. I'll keep you updated on the $10,000. I'm actually going to focus on 11, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know what happens. But try it for yourself and have a little talk with your work inner child and see how they want to feel. See if they're feeling, money. See how your money inner child is feeling, and see if they're feeling pressured. See if they're feeling like they're not getting to have fun with this. See if they're feeling whatever it is. Apologize to them for that. I'm really sorry. I never meant to neglect you. I never meant to not spend as much time with you as the other inner children. I never meant to not work this out with you. I never meant to make you feel pressured or leave you feeling unclear on what your job is and how to do it, or that you have to make a certain amount. I don't want you to feel like that. I want you to have fun with this too. This is your creative spark of the universe, and I want you to have fun with it. It's just money, okay? Like, it's just money, and it does support all the other. It supports you, and it supports all the other inner children, And you're kind of like the base of the pyramid here that we're building with these inner children. And you're going to spread out wide, and you're going to create that opening. And for my money inner child, it really relaxed it to know that it didn't have to make the money. It didn't have to come up with the money. It had to trust that the universe had all the money available around us, around all of our inner children. It was all around already. Nothing had to be done. It's already there. And that its only job to do was to just open the door. Just be the greeter. Just be the door greeter. Welcome to Angie Land. Welcome. We welcome you. Come on in. Yeah, more. Like, bring your friends. Bring your family. Bring it all in. We welcome you. Well, we welcome you into here as you are coming in to support, as you're coming in to fund, as you're coming in to give home inner child the supply that it needs to build that beautiful home that it visualizes living in. Come on in, everybody. So my money inner child now has the fun job of door greeter, and it also has the fun job of just counting the stacks. Like, I'm gonna let it count the stacks each night, and there's no pressure around it. It's no, when's it gonna happen? I'm leaving all that out. It's just like, it's just fun. It's fun to feel that and to let it see what it's manifesting. Look at you, money. Look at all these stacks of 100s that you've manifested right here on the floor. I'm counting them out. Like, look how amazing. What an amazing job you just did. Praise that money inner child as you're counting that money. Build the excitement. Remember, ignite the spark. And speak it out. Speak out that praise. Speak out that validation. So I hope that helps you learn how to talk to your money inner child and to get to know how it wants to feel. I will see you next time for another Real Love Conversation.